The pen tool is wonderful for using when you're trying to make straight lines and curves and connect them to make different shapes and drawings and illustrations. When you open up your worksheet to follow along with, there's going to be a few instructions here that show you what each symbol means as you go. So you're going to want to start with your pen tool, which is over in the tool section. You can click on it right here. Click and hold, it shows you a few of the other things like anchor point tool, the delete anchor points and add anchor points. And then different things like when it'll change, those symbols will change as you're working. So when you're getting started, it'll just tell you where to start and where to go to. So we click 1, and then we click 2, and you see that it continues to add on to it. Right here it says control click off the line to quit rubber banding. On a Mac, it's command click. So if I control click, it does the right click, as you saw. Command click for a Mac. The other way you can do this is we go click here, and then if I just click P on my keyboard, it'll just disconnect and I can start working on my next lines. Star, you're going to do the same thing with. Editing points. This is how we edit anchor points. So if you were to start your line here to here, and then you realize, oh, I need an anchor point here. I want to add a corner. You can either go straight to that point on the line and it'll switch to the plus and you can just add an anchor point. You can also hit the plus on your keyboard and it'll let you start adding anchor points. So I'm going to add an anchor point, and then to adjust anchor points, which we've done before, we go to our direct selection tool, which is A, and then we can move it wherever we'd like to. Now I have that corner. The opposite, which is what you're going to do over here, is the minus, and you're going to delete an anchor point, and it'll go back to the way it was. Curves are going to be a little trickier. There's some things you can do with curves. As you follow along the instructions, be sure to follow them exactly, or else it will not look out the way that it originally was planned. So I'm going to go back to my pen tool, and it says click and press here, hold down shift key. The shift key keeps it as a straight line when you're pulling it out and dragging. So I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to drag this. So now I have these handles, and these help us get a curve the way we want it to. So if I go this far, I'm going to start making a curve this way. So click and hold my mouse down and drag to the red. Click and hold, drag to the red. Remember, we can hold shift on the keyboard to keep the handles staying straight. And now I have this pretty perfect circle that I've done more by hand. Same thing with this one. Click and hold, drag to the red. Make sure you're on your pen tool though. That was my mistake. Click and hold, drag to the red. And then same thing, over and over, just to practice those curves. Now these ones are going to be trickier because we're going to be moving handles so that our curve doesn't go this way and then this way and then this way. We want the curve to go over and over the same direction. So we start normal, clicking and holding and dragging to the red. Same here. But as you can see, my curve is going backwards now. To change that, we need to move the handle from being down to up. And to move our handle, we do Alt or Option on our keyboard. And when it switches to the word handle, you can see there in purple it says handle. I'm going to move it up, still holding Alt on the keyboard, to the orange. Now my curve is going to go the other direction. So I'm going to click and hold, drag to the red, and then I'm going to click Option on my keyboard and it will switch to handle, and I'm going to move the handle. And I'll continue to do that until I have finished. And that's how moving handles works on the pen tool. Now this one we've got curves and straight lines. To do this, you're going to click and drag to make your curve, and then you're continuing and it does a curve and you don't want to curve anymore. All you need to do is go back to that anchor point and click. And now you're making straight lines again. Now it says click and release, and then press it again, hold shift drag to the red. So then you can start making curves again. So you're switching from curves to straight lines. Click and hold. Oh wait, sorry. Click here, release, click and hold to make that curve. So if you follow these directions exactly as it gives you, you're going to be able to make these same exact designs, just as a way to practice. Now this one down here does not give you the directions. This is more of a free form practice for you, this straight lines and curves. When you get to your curves down here, you want to click points, and then if you're trying to make a curve, remember click and hold till you get it to the shape you want. And doing little sections at a time can sometimes make it easier. You can see it's starting to curve here the wrong way. I don't want it to curve like that. I'm going to adjust this handle. So I can kind of play with that. And maybe it would have been better if I only went to this point, and then I have my straight line here. And then I can start doing my curves. And it's a lot of just playing with it, practicing, adjusting, so you can see, okay, that's curve isn't going to work. So maybe I want to adjust my handle before I start on this one. Holding Alt or Option to pull out a handle there. And clicking and holding to pull a handle down this direction. And I can adjust the handles later if I mess up. So I can click on the handle by holding Alt. I can also go to my direct selection tool when I'm completely done and make adjustments with my direct selection tool. So it makes it easy to kind of go quickly through it and then fine tune it once you're done. So I can see here, like, this handle was pulled out too far. So I adjusted that. I need to go back to my pen tool, get back going and finish it off. You go off. So you can see it's now one connected full shape, and I would like you to add a stroke and a fill to this when you're done. So we'll add our fill now, and maybe I want bigger stroke. And there's still adjustments that need to be made with this right here. I can see that it's not quite perfect, and I can still go back and do that, clicking on it. And zooming in off also is going to help me because I can really see what I'm doing here. Work on this a little more like the C.